Hey everyone, I'm Jordan and this is Box Angle's Weekday Leadership Workshop. Here at the Leadership Workshop, we break down bite-sized lessons to become better people and therefore better leaders in the process. Last time we spoke about leadership and management, how we lead people, we manage processes, and that we both need to lead and manage. Well, today I want to talk to you about plans changing. Today's quote comes from John C. Maxwell, one of my all-time favorite leadership authors. He says, "Failed plans should not be interpreted as a failed vision. Visions don't change, they are only refined. Plans rarely stay the same and are scrapped or adjusted as needed. Be stubborn about the vision, but flexible with your plan." So let's get into it in part one. Vision is the long-term dream. So one way to think about vision is that it is the long-term dream or goal that you are setting. It's the end state after you have accomplished all your goals. Maybe you're a director who wants to have a competitive program or a program that sends 90% of their kids to college with the ability to get scholarships from playing their instruments. Maybe you're a section leader who wants to leave a legacy of strong, inclusive leadership that your group adopts and continues after you're gone. These are all long-term goals or end states at the end of the journey. You may even liken it to taking a road trip across the country. I live in Washington State and my best friend needed to move to Washington, D.C., so we made a road trip out of it. The end state was getting him and his gear to the other side of the country. That was the goal after we were done traveling. So on to part two. If at first you don't succeed. Although as leaders we will cast a vision for our group to achieve, how we get there can be tricky. Sometimes mistakes are made or things that were unknown pop up. Things happen. Sometimes things that we can't account for. If I refer back to my cross-country trip, as we were driving down through Utah, we were trying to get to the Grand Canyon National Park. We've been driving all day. It was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and we were both tired. Nick thought he knew exactly which roads to take to get us where we needed to go. He picked a direction and went. Unfortunately, he missed a sign, and we went 40 minutes down the wrong road and had to track all the way back. An honest mistake that could have happened to any of us or frankly either of us. However, just because we went down the wrong road doesn't mean we would just give up. The same holds true in real life. Just because you went down the wrong path doesn't mean you stopped the journey. What were we gonna do? Just stop the car on the side of the road in the dark? Not continue on, drive all the way back to Washington State? No. We did a bit of backtracking, took a different path, and continued on our journey, eventually got to the hotel for the night. As you're heading towards your vision, this may happen. You may get off track. You may take the wrong path and not realize it until you're a ways down it. These things happen, but that doesn't mean you give up on the vision. It just means you figure out what you need to do to get back on track. Whether it's switching up the program or the type of development you're doing, switching to a different practice system, replacing a staff member, who knows? But you don't give up on the vision, you just change the path. Finally, part three. Try again, and learn. So you failed. So what? Everybody fails. The best leaders in the world fail. But what differentiates a poor leader from a great leader is their ability to accept it, learn from it, and change directions as needed. Because as silly as it seems, everybody fails until they succeed. Think about learning a tough passage of music or practicing your instrument or insert anything. You didn't get it, and eventually you got it. We make these small failures all the time, and it doesn't seem to really faze us because we understand we're learning. For some reason, leadership, maybe because of the higher sense of importance, is something we don't apply the same rules to. Yes, there may be more pressure, but we still have to learn from our mistakes. And going down a pathway and realizing it wasn't the right one doesn't mean you won't get anything out of it if you just add it to your bag of tools. I spent time working as the floor manager for Santa Clara Vanguard's bingo hall. No, I'm not currently running that bingo hall now. It wasn't part of the long-term vision, but I picked up many valuable skills from it. Tracking and managing money, coordinating and educating volunteers, working through tricky customer service situations that involve literally thousands of dollars in cash. Eventually I realized it wasn't going to be the long-term path, so I changed course. but it has made me a much better manager and leader, and it gave me a wonderful skill set as I moved into managing operations for nonprofit organizations. I've taken a different path, but am enriched by the one I was originally on. Same applies to you. You are going to go down a path and realize partway that it wasn't the jam, that you were going down the wrong one. That's okay. You're going to continue to go down wrong paths until you find the right one. That shouldn't change your long-term goal. It just adds to your toolkit and changes your current path. And though it may not seem like it at the time, as long as you've learned from it and added it to your toolkit, it wasn't a waste of time. It has added to you, enriched who you are as a person, and in the end will make you a better leader. Paths can change, the vision doesn't have to. So here are the key takeaways. Vision is the long-term goal or end state. You are going to fail until you don't. Don't stop just because you took the wrong path for a while. Correct course and continue on. And finally, changing paths doesn't take away from you as long as you have learned from it and add the lessons to your toolkit. So I hope today's workshop helps you become a better person and a better leader in the process. If it does, let me know down below. We can all use a little encouragement, me included. If you're looking for a little help to help develop your program or for your leadership field, I'd love for you to reach out to me. The best way to get a hold of me is through email, which is jordan@boxangle.com. There's a couple places these videos get posted to, mainly YouTube and Instagram. If each of you could share or at one other person, like your band director, or drum corps, winter percussion director, drum major, or whomever you think might like this video, that would be great. You can find us on the web at boxangle.com or on Instagram, where our handle is @boxangle, or you can search on Facebook for Box Angle Bands. As always, thanks for stopping by. See you next time.